Grand Rising. I hope everybody woke up on a great side of the bed and let today be a blissful day for you all. Let me say this. What I'm about to say is probably going to ruffle little feathers. However, me saying it is only for women to see the bigger picture of things, to try to get an understanding of what I am going to say and to look at it differently. I don't know anybody here, and so I'm not trying to hurt no one's feelings, but it needs to be said, okay? So if you get offended by what I'm about to say, you have the right to, but don't, okay? It's not a direct hit. So I was looking at this lady's post, and she said she skipped past something about she skipped past the black man, and she's not protecting any black man. Have Becky and Maria do it. So when I see Becky and Maria, she's basically saying white women and Mexican women. Let's just go with stereotypes here, right? Those names are for those women. So I made a comment on there and I said respectfully, why is it that you are worried about other women when you should be worrying about becoming the woman? Okay, and yeah, she came back with shots fired, very disrespectful. And yeah, I said some things to her too. Basically, long story short, she ended up blocking me, which nobody cares. You know, I don't care about all that. The reason I'm even saying anything, because I see a lot of this conversation. And so for, African American women, why is it that you come off or appear to be so focused on what race, other races that black men date? And when you make comments like that, that is a clear sign of being upset and triggered, right? So I see it so much and I don't understand it. You give so much energy to these other races of women, and then you sit up and you just be disrespectful to black men. Now, I'll have another video about, how I see black men and some of the conversations they talk about when it comes to black women. But right now, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this post that a black woman had said. So let's stay focused and stay on track, okay? Because I know someone's going to think that way. So anyways, I don't understand why African American women give so much energy to other women, other races of women that black men decide to date. Okay? And I'm trying to not say black women, black men. I want to say African American. So you'll hear me say that back and forth because I'm trying to train myself not to do it. So skip that, right? So anyways, I see a lot of that. So, just say my favorite lotion is Jergens, okay? And I love this lotion. This is the lotion that I want. I always buy this lotion. I can't see me using any other brand of lotion because I love Jergens lotions. But somehow every time I use it, it gives me rashes. But again, I love this lotion. This is the lotion for me. I love it. But every time I use it, it gives me rashes. So I go and I buy some Olay lotion, right? And I start using this lotion. And every time I use this lotion, my skin is perfect. It's soft. It does what it needs to do. I don't have no bad reaction to it. So I start using Olay lotion, and that becomes my go-to lotion now. And I stop using Jergens. Why did I use that example? Well, when you really, really want something and it works for you, but every time you use it, it doesn't work out, you tend to find something else that does. And then when you find that something else and it works exactly how you want it, that becomes the new product. And that's what I'm wanting African American women to understand, is that sometimes you can force somebody's hand to do something else, and it might not be what they want to do, but you force their hand because the results they're getting is not exactly what they want, and they no longer want it because it keeps giving them bad results. So they look somewhere else to find what they need. And that should be okay with anybody, not just with, African American men. It should be that way with African American women. Like, you focusing on the wrong things. It's not your issue that African American men appear to seem like they don't want to date their own race. There's a reason for that. And sometimes, yeah, their conversation and their approach can be a little bit harsh. Not really for me, because I don't get offended by anything like that, because I don't take direct hits. You're not talking to me, because I know at the end of the day who I am as a woman. However, I understand that for a majority of women, that they care about, how people talk. It's not about what you say, it's how you say it. Majority of women, they're on that time. I'm not on that time. I don't care how you say things, just say it. If you ain't putting your hands on me and being disrespectful intentionally, then I don't care. But majority of women are not like that. So I get that part. The delivery is what I'm trying to say. The delivery might make you feel a certain way, but you have to look at the bigger picture. You really focus on other races of women, and for what? And then you say it by taking African American men and you want to belittle them and talk all kinds of mess about them because of the choices that they're making. Do you honestly think that that's really what they want? Like, you have to sit back and look at the bigger picture. Do you think that's what they want? I don't think so. I believe they're forced to go on the other side because the results they're getting is not what they want, right? So as a black woman, why would I sit up here and just continuously keep talking about another race of women? Why am I going to do that? It makes you look bad. It makes you look insecure. It makes you look weak. It makes you look like you don't even love who you are and you have no confidence within yourself. There is so many people on this planet. Not everyone is jumping across the bridge to go to the other side. However, majority of men are, and they are because the results that they want and they're not getting, it no longer works for them. You're not going to keep buying a product that doesn't work well with you. You're going to look for something else that does. That's my point. You shouldn't focus on other women and then sit up and keep bringing down a man because that's what he chooses. If that's what he chooses, let him go and do what he's going to do. That doesn't mean every man on the planet is doing the same thing. So you have to ask yourself, why do I feel so triggered when I see my own race of man go to another race? And then the minute they have some problems, you're saying, well, that's what you wanted. That's what you wanted. Like you're a better woman. Well, we got to go back to the start. If you're such a better woman, why are they even going to other races of women? And again, this is not a direct hit. It's like, look at the bigger picture here. As women, as black women, you should understand that when something doesn't go right with you, you go elsewhere as well. I'm not going to sit up here and continuously keep downing a race of woman because I'm hurt, because that's what you're doing. That's what you're projecting. You're projecting hurt. And a lot of times when you don't know how to deal with your pain, you take it out on other people. I don't care about Becky and Maria and whoever else. I don't care what they do, how they do, and who they're dating. It has none of my business. I know in my circle what I do, what I want, and I become the best version of who I want to be and who I want to attract. And that's what I think African American women need to start focusing on. Focus on your growth. Focus on being the best, beautiful woman you are. When you dig like that, it makes you look It makes you look weak, and then your value goes down, because nobody with real intelligence wants to hear that type of gossip all the time or at all. So you have to be mindful of what you say and have an opinion. Absolutely have an opinion. But after a while, you keep saying the same things of what you're not going to do. You're not making the situation even better. You're making it worse. And then all you're doing is giving these men like a pat on the back, because that's how they look at it. Like, yeah, I made a right decision. Me going over here was the best decision that I made, instead of staying with the culture. You know what I mean? It just, it doesn't make sense to me. I would never give another woman that much power. And that's exactly what African American women are doing. You're giving other women power for what? I'm not going to dim my light for nobody. And that's my advice to you. Why dim your light? Because all the people on this planet, there is somebody for you. Become that woman. Okay? And just because a woman doesn't want to be argumentative and wants to have a peaceful relationship doesn't make her the weaker link. It doesn't. And because she may want to cook and clean doesn't make her a weaker woman. Okay? I think that a lot of this pick-me-shit stuff is delayed and tired, because we all move how we want and what we like. So just because a woman gets up and feels the need to be nice all day or be cooperative doesn't make her a weaker woman. Okay? It makes her a woman that's keeping a man. And that man might be a choice of yours. And you might sit back and be like, oh, I don't care. I don't care. You do care. Every time you open up your mouth and say what you're not going to do for a black man, you showing you care. And then you showing that you giving these other women power. Why do that? That was my whole point of saying what I was saying. You know, and at the end of the day, like I said, you know, don't let anybody dim your light. Okay? You keep your head up and you continue moving and becoming that girl. Okay? Because there's no other race of woman better than who you are. Stop giving it. Stop feeding it. Okay? You're just doing too much. And we can sit up and say a lot of things about, you know, black men. We could say a few things about them and how they move and, you know, the things they say. And yeah. But everybody has the right to date who they want to date. And a lot of people date outside their races, and it's for a reason. And I believe that that's what you need to understand. And don't let it trigger you. Let people date who they want to and be happy with who they want to, because after all of this is said and done, it's really truly about your own happiness. What makes you happy? If you continue to be in situations that keep giving you the same negative results, my girl, sis, you got to change something about yourself. And that's what these men are doing. They're changing something, because what they want is not given what they need, what they desire. And nobody said you had to roll out a red carpet for anyone. Being in a toxic relationship is played. I don't know who likes to get up in the morning and argue every single day. Who wants to fight physically every single day? Why do you keep want to have a disagreement? Why do you want to be with somebody that makes you feel that way? Why do you want that energy around you? But there are people that do. And a little bit, I'm going to say, I see a lot of these men, speaking on black men, I see them liking toxic because they choose to stay in those type of relationships. And I've seen it a lot more than I've seen men that claim they want a peaceful household than anything. I believe a lot of people just a lot of the culture just talks. That's all I see is a lot of talking, a lot of bashing. And then you really look at the big picture and it's like you complain about this situation so much, but yet you don't do nothing to change it. You do nothing to fix it. You continuously to keep staying in it. So overall, focus on you. Focus on your growth. Focus on where you see yourself in this lifetime, on this planet, at this moment. Never let anybody dim your light. And if you feel a way, just speak about it in the, in your circle. Because the more you give something energy, the more it grows. It expands. And then, you look a fool, you look a whole mess. Okay? So, again, focus on being the best version of yourself. Be that woman. Be that girl. Okay? What you want will show up eventually. And not one race is better than the other. Let's be very clear here. It's not about your skin color. It's about your personality, the characteristics you have, how you deal with things. That's what's attractive. That's what the focus should be on. And in this strong woman conversation, every woman is strong in their own way. And that doesn't come with a skin tone. That comes with a personality, what they've been through, what they will and won't tolerate. Being a strong woman doesn't mean belittling a man or belittling another woman. Being a strong woman is being confident with who you are, dealing with your own issues, mentally, physically, emotionally, those things. That's what makes you strong, because you overcame something that was weak or that held you down from being the best version of yourself. Okay? Because we are all strong in our own ways, especially if we got past our 20s. And as we age, every obstacle that we overcome makes us stronger. So I'm a strong black woman. I just know. Sis, you're strong because you've overcame a lot of obstacles in your life. You've overcame things that a lot of people haven't overcame. That's what makes you strong. Okay? Arguing, physically fighting men doesn't make you strong. That makes you weak, because you have no control of your emotions. So you see the picture that I'm painting here? Look at the bigger picture. That's what you need to focus on, not everyone else. I hope this didn't trigger anybody. I'm just speaking facts here. I want women, black women, to see the bigger picture. You by yourself, you are a gem by yourself. If you don't like something, then you change it. Don't project your anger onto anyone else, because you can't change anybody else, but you can change you. You definitely can change you. Let that be the focus. Think about what you say before you say it. And if you do say it, think about how it makes you look after you said it. Let that be the focus.